Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we're building a house. It's just normal. I don't really know how to describe it. Usually I have a big wild thing talking about the inspiration. I just started making boxes and just went with it because I think I built this Friday, I believe, and Friday was the first day this week I actually felt like building something, more sizable other than an apartment or a micro home. And I built this and it took me like an hour and 20 minutes. I was trying to really make it as long as I possibly could so I could keep building, because I didn't want to build more than one thing because that meant I had to do 5 voiceovers this week. Not actually doesn't mean that I have to, but I just didn't feel like doing 5 voiceovers because I knew that if I did do a fifth build that I wouldn't want to do the voiceover and then I'd have another one to just press on to the next week, and that's just really bad for my calendar and for, planning purposes. So I was just like, no, we'll just make this take a very long time and more time than it really needed to. But it wasn't that much longer. Usually this size build would take me 45 minutes, so almost twice the amount, but it was really kind of weird, but because I was trying to take long, and then I was also kind of distracted because I was watching a show, and so I was trying to shift my attention between both, and so you'll see random pauses. You can see the random pauses in the last video in my apartment, but that was not because I was doing two things at once. That was because I couldn't keep focus on anything that entire day. But it was a little bit of just shifting focus, but I did get this finished, and so it was really fun. I was trying to make it a little bit different by using the brown and the green. I feel like brown and green is either you get Andes mints or really old house. There is no separate. You get one or the other. There is no middle section at all. You get Andes mint like the Japanese house that I made. I think at one point, I think I referred to this in that video too, but it's either that or you get 70s house. Yeah. So I was trying to make it not very old house, but it kind of turned out like that. It's less modern Andes mint house, but it's kind of, I guess they're kind of maybe an in-between, but it's kind of old house, not as old as it could be though. So it's not modern house yet, so I don't really know. But the inside was a pain because the floor plan, it's a huge house. I put just a bunch of rooms everywhere with no regard to how big I was making them. So the floor plan was really horrible. You'll see me messing with this for the next 30-ish seconds, but I didn't have anywhere to put a living room. You'll see now that I'm looking at it going, there are no walls for me to put anything on here. And so I made one by moving the archway over, but then that made a very awkward area for the back section of that room, and so I ended up putting a partial wall, I think, in, and putting a desk and a chess table, I think, in that area. And so it's kind of a skill area, but then I was what am I supposed to do with the entryway? Because that was my original plan, was to put this kind of stuff in the entryway. And I ended up putting a fish tank and an art easel area and art supplies and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of skill building stuff in here, and I think there's 4 bedrooms to the house. There may be 3, but I don't really remember, but I think it is 4 because it is a very big house. And so it works very well. I was also going to either put a little tiny attic or a basement. I didn't end up putting either of those, but I thought it was fine because there was a bunch of bedrooms, and everything fits on the main floor, and so it worked pretty well. And there's a big backyard, and there's a bunch of space to go out there, and it all worked pretty well except for the living room area, because I kind of settled with, there's the bedrooms, there's the kitchen, where am I putting the living room? And so that was a struggle, but it did work, and you've got a bunch of space for your teenager to build a bunch of skills, because I'm not sure what else you were supposed to do with teenagers, so you just kind of make them do skills, which is also true for real life. You just build skills. That's all I do. So, but I think it turned out pretty well. I actually went with a yellow on the inside, which is kind of a contrast to the green on outside. I kept with the brown on the inside and the outside, but the inside is very yellow, especially with these chairs and the what are they called, bar stools. I honestly don't remember what color the living room is in the slightest. I'm thinking it's blue, honestly. I think the walls may be blue, but I honestly don't remember. I did do this like 2 days ago, but I still don't remember the color of the wall, but that's okay. But I hit the microphone, sorry about that one. But moving on from the house to the things that I've done, this was actually Sunday after I recorded my videos, so I'm going to be talking about the weekend, which I normally don't do because my weekends are usually filled with just me sitting around or me doing chores, and that's not fun to listen to. But after my voiceovers, I think I did my voiceovers last Saturday. I don't actually know. You may also figure out that information by just looking at my voiceovers. However, I don't want to do that because my voice is already annoying in my head, let alone in actual videos. Not really sure why. I decided to become a YouTuber and I have to listen to my voice over and over again. It's really, it doesn't get better. It kind of does. It's slightly better. It's still really annoying to listen to your own voice on like a record though, so it's strange. It's very awkward. So not gonna go looking to see if I mentioned what day, especially because I'd have to watch like 3 or 4 voiceovers to figure that one out. So that'd be bad. But last Sunday we picked up leaves because all of the trees decided to just drop all of their leaves like in a good 4-hour period. Last weekend. So it was a lot of fun to rake leaves. However, I didn't want to be outside. I never want to be outside if that was ever anything, but don't want to go outside. I spend most of my time inside on electronic devices. Who would have guessed that one? But spent outside. I also thought I was going to throw up again on Sunday. Really nice. I really enjoyed that. I was having a pretty bad week with throwing up already, and so putting me outside of an environment in an environment I don't like is not very good. But I didn't, so we all got up for that. But we picked up leaves. I threw my brother in a leaf pile. Always the best thing to do when you're picking up leaves. Just siblings in leaves, a lot of fun right there. But we spent like 2-3 hours out there, but I was super focused on like literally anything other than raking leaves. I entirely forgot to eat lunch that day, and I ate breakfast and like dinner obviously, but like I don't know how it kept me. I was actually one of the only people to eat breakfast. I usually am one of the only people to eat breakfast, but all of my family had eaten like a lunch-ish thing at like 11, and I ate at 8, so I wasn't hungry, so I was gonna just eat later, and that later was at dinner time, like at 5, so it was really fun. I've had issues like not being hungry before, but never like forgetting to eat. Like now, the last like couple days I've just haven't been hungry, but I forced myself to eat at like the designated time so that I'm not like starving to death, because I probably would if I didn't tell myself in these times when I just don't feel hunger. It's really bad. But I honestly don't know how I went to all of that time, because I went like 8 or 9 hours without eating, and that's very strange. So not sure, but I had just entirely just like food, water, don't need any of that, and pushed it out of my mind. I don't even know what I was doing other than raking leaves. I went to the library, I remember that, and I got new books, but the rest of that time I honestly have no idea. It was actually when I got back from the library, when we were like driving home, I was like, I didn't eat lunch today. And then I was like, I ate breakfast at 8 a.m. and it is now 4:30, and so it's been a bit. And then I went home and I ate a cheese stick, I'm fairly positive, and then I waited an hour, and then I ate dinner. So that was really fun. But I wasn't just like, it was like, oh, food, right, forgot that one. But it was really fun. But yeah, I got new books. I've been reading a lot recently. I got back into reading like August, July-ish, around there. I kept going back to the library again, which I'm really enjoying. I am like 300 pages into another fantasy book, the second book. Reading a lot of fantasy books recently. Honestly, it's going pretty well. But we got this book. I actually have a nonfiction book as my next book that I'm reading already checked out. It's right, there. You can't see it, but it's there. So we're gonna see if that works, because usually I cannot keep pay attention to books that don't like immediately grab my attention. However, it's a book about Earth without humans, and I've been wanting to read this book for a while, so I think I'll be okay with paying attention to it, but I'm very excited about reading it once I finish this book, but I'm also excited about reading this book, so, it's really fun. But the final thing actually happened today. I'm going from last Sunday to today. It's actually Sunday again, so it's been a week. Just moving on a week. Just skip all of that in between thing happened in the last 3 voiceovers if anybody wanted a recap. But I've actually started rearranging my room again. Not like rearranging like my actual big furniture, because I did that a couple weeks ago when I got a new bed. My walls got painted and all that stuff, but I've started rearranging my actual stuff. Like, I full on went through my drawers and like my closet this morning, and my drawers was actually yesterday night. I'm just that bored. It's getting to that time of the fall again that it's just like go through my stuff time, and so that was fun. I actually fit like a bunch of more stuff in my closet this time. Like, I fully rearranged it because I haven't rearranged it since I stuffed all my stuff in there when I was painting my room. So, that's pretty good. It was pretty fun. And so I'm looking forward to, having a fully rearranged, decor room. None of the furniture, just all of the decorations and all of that stuff, just different place. But, that's basically what I've been up to this week. So, it is almost screenshots time. So subscribe if you did like today's video, if you want to see more like this. But as I said, it is almost screenshots time, and I post 4 videos a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!